Alright, and as always, welcome once again to Pennsylvania. It's another hot, humid day here. Today is, what is today? August 11th. Another one of these almost 90-degree days. But anyway, as promised, I'm here in Milton State Park now. We were at several other places earlier today, but I mentioned I was going to come here. This is just another little small state park. We were earlier at Shikellamy State Park, another small one, but we'll see what this little state park has to offer. This is in Northumberland County. We're actually in an island in the middle of the Susquehanna River, or the west branch of the Susquehanna River. So they do have a few hiking trails here. I think they're called the North Trail and the South Trail, so real creative names. Alright, let's get out of the sun and into some shade. Not really sure what this park has to offer, what the trails will be like, but we'll find out. It's what we do, or what I do. So this trail right here is called the Mid Trail, and I don't have a trail map with me, but I'm assuming this takes us, I think I'm headed to the North Trail first. So we should get some views of the river at least, since we're on an island. Like I said, it's not a huge state park, so it makes a nice little small hike today on a hot day. It's about 3 o'clock. And of course, some of you know that another reason I'm here is because I'm trying to get to every state park in Pennsylvania, even the little ones like this one. And also just to explore them, just to see what's here, and to share with you guys as well, you know. Like one thing I do if I'm going to go hike in an area is do a little bit of research, you know, like on YouTube and places like that. Has anyone else filmed there? You know, what can I expect if I visit this state park? So that's kind of what these videos are for as well, just to give people an idea of what's at these places if they choose to visit them themselves. Still making my way along what they call the Mid Trail. I guess somewhere around here we should link up with the other trails. But even this is not a terribly bad hike. Nice little open park with lots of large trees. Alright, here we go. Here's a sign for the South Trail. That's one of the trails we were looking for. Just the bridge for Route 642. I think going that way is the town of Milton. Of course, we are on an island. This highway comes across, uses the island as well. So let's get into the woods here. Alright, this is more like it. You can still hear road traffic, and I'm hearing sirens off in the distance. You know, there are towns on either side of the river here. Nice little trail though. They obviously keep it mowed a little bit, so it's not like a wild trail. And I was told there's a kind of a nice viewpoint here at the south end of the island. But this place is filled with this this plant here. I forget what it's called. Japanese, what's it called? It's a Japanese something or other. It's an invasive plant that just, you can see it just takes over. And even on that side of the trail, it just completely takes over areas along rivers and stuff. Just crowds out all the native plants. So it's kind of a pain. Difficult to get rid of. See, normally, like here is, I'll have to talk about this in my videos. Here's jewelweed right here, but it's surrounded by all this invasive plant. Normally, this whole area will be filled with stuff like jewelweed, but all you have is just a little plant that's growing up out of the stump there. The rest of it just gets crowded out by these invasive plants. Here's another one that is growing, so, whoops, surrounded by this weed. See the orange flower there? Alright, there's more of it here though, actually. I wasn't quite expecting a trail that looked like this though. It's actually quite scenic, regardless of the invasive plant. I thought the trail, I was thinking, I don't know, I've never been here before, so sometimes you get an image in your mind of what a place is going to look like. I thought these trails might be kind of overgrown and stuff, but it's actually quite nice. Oops, trip over a root. It is between two towns on either side of the river, so I guess it gets kept nice because a lot of people use it probably. We'll get a little bit of a view of the river down here. Of course, we're on an island, so this is only like half of the river. The west branch of the Susquehanna River. Of course, earlier today when we were at Shikellamy State Park, we were at the location where the Susquehanna and the west branch of the Susquehanna meet, and then continue south from there. And there's a boat launch at this park too, if you want to go kayaking or boating. Yeah, this is a really nice trail to walk on. It just has a nice, it just has a nice look, I think. I don't know. I think it's just the large, I like large trees. So you have all these large trees growing along the edge of the river. And a slightly manicured look. Even though I like the wild look, this looks nice. Feels like you're on an old southern plantation maybe, or something like that. Or somewhere in England. Yes, I like how the trees just bend out over the river like that. I guess you could area you could walk down to. Oh, they're great. There's some tires down there though. Anyway, there's an old railroad bridge up here too. You can kind of see it, the outline of it maybe. We'll be there shortly. Yeah, right here it is. I don't know if it's an active railroad or not anymore. Not a terribly old one, it doesn't look like. Actually, we can get down to the river right here. Here's a nice little trail. It's going down. Of course, these are the kind of places where I always slip and fall, but I think we got it this time. Okay, it feels good down here. Nice breeze blowing off the river. Alright, we do have something special over here. Some native plants are still surviving, because you don't have that invasive plant over here. But check it out. Because we just saw some of this in a previous video. Cardinal flowers. They are beautiful, beautiful bright red. I think there's a few more over there. Yeah, but here's that. That right there is that invasive weed, so it's already, won't be long before it crowds some of these native plants out. But those are beautiful. Cardinal flower. And some of you might be wondering, well, why don't they just get rid of that invasive weed? There's a butterfly down there. Getting distracted. I'm gonna try to get that butterfly on film. I'll get back to you. I think it's a monarch. There he is. If it would just stand still, not stand still, but sit still. I do believe that is a monarch. Yeah, that's a monarch. Beautiful. Yeah, so sorry I got distracted by the butterfly, but that is a monarch. There is another butterfly here in Pennsylvania that mimics the monarch. It's called the viceroy, or the viceroy. It's very similar markings to the monarch. The monarch butterfly is poisonous, because as a young it feeds off the milkweed plant, which is poisonous. So birds don't eat monarchs. So the viceroy looks like the monarch and therefore avoids getting eaten. And I recently had I guess you could say a conversation with a viewer about that. She thought that the one monarch that I filmed was the viceroy, and I wasn't so sure myself, and so I double checked and looked online to see what the difference between them is. It was a monarch though, but they look very similar to each other. So, but the main difference is the viceroy has an extra black line on its lower wings. But depending on what viewpoint you have, it's kind of difficult to tell sometimes. So, but anyway, back to what I was talking about. Why don't they get rid of this invasive plant? This Japanese, is it knotweed or something? I think it might be something else. Anyway, they do try at times, but it is very expensive. As you can see, it practically covers this whole island. It's a very strong root system, and it comes back every year. It's a perennial, so you can't just kill the plant. You have to kill the root system as well. So that means spraying it with like poisons and stuff, or physically pulling it out of the ground. But if you don't get every fragment of root, it just grows back. So it's just a lot of money and a lot of manpower to get rid of it, and it's just difficult. All right, and just like that, we are at the south end of the island, and there is quite a breeze blowing off of here. I'll tell you, it feels good. It's a hot day. Yeah, this is a pretty good view. I can hear the highway over there. Highway 15 is off a ways a little bit there, but the view is beautiful. Alright, so I've made my way down to the water's edge, but there's another flower over here, which I had pointed out in an earlier video, but I forgot what it was, and a viewer reminded me. This is purple loosestrife. It's also an invasive plant, but it looks pretty though. Alright, let's walk out to the actual point out here. Well, that was a beautiful little spot back there, but we came in on that trail and went to the point up here. Look back at it. Now we're gonna head back this way on the other side of the island. So a pleasant surprise. That's what I think I'm going to call this video, because it kind of represents how I feel about this place. Like when I first pulled in, I was initially walking on that mid trail, and I was like, I don't know, at first I was like, I don't know. I almost considered going back to the Jeep, but to persist a little bit and get to know the park a little bit better, it turns out to be a pretty nice place. Not to get all philosophically on you, but we kind of do the same thing with people sometimes, I've noticed. You know, sometimes our first impression of someone isn't that great, and we kind of just brush them off. But sometimes if you take the time to get to know someone a little bit better, you realize they're pretty cool, or they're, you know, pretty awesome person to be with. Some people just are a little bit more harder to get to know. But if you take a little bit of time, it might be worth it. All right, I'm done. I'm done teaching now. All right, let's keep going. And here's a view of that railroad bridge from the other side of the island. It goes across the other side of the river. Yeah, and in the middle of the island, they did build like a, they did build it up instead of just having these bridge piers. Kind of a cool shot looking through there. And that invasive plant I pointed out earlier, I think it is Japanese knotweed. I tried to look it up on my phone a little bit there. Problem is I don't have my my reading glasses with, so I was having a little trouble reading it. I'm getting to that point now where I have my regular glasses for like regular viewing, but I need separate glasses for reading. I know I could get what do you call them, bifocals or progressive lenses, but I ain't doing that just yet. Yeah, so we're coming up to that bridge again, 642. They do have a sign here. We were on the south trail. North trail goes this way. We'll see. I'm not sure how much further I'm gonna go. Been hiking for quite a bit here. I mean, not terribly long. It's not a huge state park, but it is a warm day. I could always come back and hike here more in the future as well. So I see that the North Trail does continue up there, but right here is the Jeep up here, and that's the trail I started on. But I think at this point I am going to quit hiking for the day. I've been out pretty much all day and I'm starting to feel it a little bit. This hot weather kind of wears you out, although there's a nice breeze blowing. But I can always come back. It's easy to get to here. It's off some major highways. It might be best just to enjoy the north end at a time where I'm kind of refreshed and ready to go. I'm not feeling so refreshed right now. Alrighty, but the south end of the island was pretty awesome, I must say. I did enjoy the end I was on first, that side, better than the side I just came in on. Alright, but I think at this point I'm gonna hop back in the Jeep, get the air conditioner on, drink some water, and head home. Have some ice cream. Hopefully there's some left. Anyway, thanks for coming along. Milton State Park. Pleasant surprise. So I'll see you around. And like I said, sometime I'll come back and hike the north end, but not today. Alright, I'll see you around.